Hey guys, it's Bree, and today I'm going to do a quick Friday Reads update for you. It is November 2nd, 2018, and I have not finished a book yet in November because I have been reading Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J. Maas, which came out last week. This book is, I think, 992 pages. Mine might only be 980 because I know the different versions have different page numbers. Yeah, my version is 980 pages. I don't have the Barnes & Noble special edition, unfortunately. I might have to get a second copy at some point. But I am 602 pages in, so a little over 60%. This is more than I could have ever asked for in a finale. It's doing absolutely everything that I wanted it to. I've not been disappointed even once. When I was 18 and I started reading this series about an assassin, I was excited. I thought it was great, a lot of fun, a lot of action. I had no idea how much this world would grow or how massive the story would become. And as I'm reading, I find myself not drawn as much to Aelin or Selena as she was in the first book, but more towards our secondary characters that we've been meeting throughout, especially Alid and Lorcan. My favorite couple. I can't explain it. It's just maybe because I feel like I connect the most with Alid as a character. Does anybody else feel that way? Maybe. But this book, I've cried multiple times. I made a note on my phone actually. Hang on one second. Okay, so I read on my lunch breaks at work. I always bring a book and try and read at least a couple of minutes. I was at the end of my lunch break, told my coworker I was going to read a quick chapter. She's been talking about this book all week at work, of course. And it was chapter 65, which if you've read it, you know. If you don't, you won't know. But I was sitting at my desk crying at work, and my coworker was laughing. And there's just so many moments in this book that either make me cry or give me chills, and it's just so powerful. I can't tell if it's because I absolutely love this world and this series and I'm so upset that it's ending, or that I'm just amazed by how well it's ending, because usually I hate the last book in series. They never do what I want them to do. This one is so different though, and I've made notes on Goodreads of how many different times I've cried or scenes that I just absolutely love, and I'm filming a reactions video for you guys every couple hundred pages, putting that together. Hopefully there's enough coherent content to make a video. If not, I'm still going to do a full review. But that is my main plan for this weekend, is to gush over this book and cry and hang out with my dog because she's wondering what's wrong with me lately. But if you haven't read this series, I highly recommend it. It's more... Let me start over. The very first book was definitely YA. It was about an assassin. It was about this girl who has a lot of, she's overly confident, and she's kind of ridiculous, but you love the character. And from there it grows into a true high fantasy series that has politics and battles, and yes, there's still romance, and yes, there's still some drama, but it's so much more than what people always sneer at when they say, oh, it's just YA. It's definitely more than that. If you like high fantasy, just give it a shot. Just read it. It's one of my all-time favorite series, as well as all of these, which, if you can't tell, this is my Harry Potter shelf, and then above it, it's Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings and all of my Middle-earth books. And then up there is more Harry Potter, more Middle-earth, and a bunch of Game of Thrones books. This is my fantasy shelf over here. But I love this book so much. Read it. Okay, but if I happen to finish this book, which based off how fast I'm reading it, I expect to finish it on Saturday, pretty much, because I'm reading at least 200 pages a day, anywhere from 150 to 200 a day. So I've only read 30 today, probably gonna read out another 100 at least. Yeah, it'll be done before the end of the weekend for sure, because I don't have any other plans my weekend is booked with this, 100%. You cannot stop me. But if I do finish that one, which I plan to, a book that I've been thinking about a lot lately and that I really want to pick up and I don't think I'll be able to stop myself anymore is The Sisters of the Winterwood. And this is a Eastern European Jewish inspired fantasy, which I talked about a little bit in my previous Friday reads, where it's told from the point of view of two sisters. One's name is Libba. All of her chapters are told in prose. And the other sister's name is Laya, and all of her chapters are told in verse. So I'm kind of curious to see how this fantasy, fairy tale, Eastern European Jewish mashup works out. I'm excited. The gold theme of this weekend was not intentional, but it works. Other than that, I plan on filming a couple videos, a couple book reviews, some wrap-ups, some hauls, and just being busy this weekend with books, which is the best way to spend any weekend, really. There's no other way to spend a weekend. Okay guys, that was my Friday reads for November 2nd. If you liked this video, you could subscribe, maybe. Subscribe, like this video, comment if you want. I generally respond pretty quickly, and I post videos every Tuesday and Friday, and sometimes if I have an extra one that week, I'll post it on Sundays. So yeah, if you guys, I don't know what I was about to say. I have no idea what I was just about to say. It's Friday. Okay guys, have a great weekend, happy reading, and let me know what you're reading down in the comments. I love getting new book recommendations. Okay guys, happy reading!